I request Mr. K. Temba to give his presentation. Mr. K. Temba, please. Please bear with us because there is some technical issues with the computer in the presentation. Maybe within 1-2 minutes it will be settled.
संजय ऑडियंस करा कहाँ पर जाती है समझे कोई नहीं ꯁꯤꯗ ꯑꯃꯥꯟꯒꯤ ꯃꯊꯧ ꯂꯩꯇꯦ ꯀꯩ ꯈꯔ ꯑꯣꯗꯤꯌꯟꯁ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯗꯣ ꯀꯥꯞꯁꯜꯂꯣ ꯑꯩꯒꯤꯁꯦ ꯂꯦꯡ ꯌꯥꯗ꯭ꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ
Good morning, everybody. I'm K.S. Tema from Manipur, and I, along with my co-author Thopam Mallory, we're going to just take you to the traditional construction of bamboo houses in Manipur. And yesterday we had the opportunity of hearing this from resource person like T.P. Subramani and B.N. Monty and Nilam Manjunath, who basically have shown us a lot of potential of bamboo as a construction through bamboo, and particularly architect Nilam Manjunath, she was talking about traditional bamboo houses in northeast region of India. And fortunately, I don't know whether she has the preconceived idea that I'm going to talk about this traditional houses in Manipur, that she did mention about the traditional house in Manipur. So let me take you to the traditional house of Manipur in my presentation. In fact, first of all, I have to admit that I'm not an expert on bamboo construction. I'm a civil engineer. I'm working in PWD, and my role basically, as I'm from this bamboo growing state, my role have been actually to facilitate this adoption of bamboo in a modern form as much as possible. The title of the topic is Bamboo, Traditionally Dependable Building Material and its Future in the Building Industry of Manipur. Yes. This is to bring to the notice of, and I think most of us are aware that Manipur is in earthquake zone number 5. In the seismic map of India, we have 4 zones basically, even though it's designated as zone number 5, because zone number 1 and 2 have been clubbed as 1, and we have only 4 zones, and Manipur is placed in the most seismic prone area of India. And see, we have these bamboo structures traditionally, because of the, this is only this resource available to our forefathers, so they adopted this bamboo structure, but they proved to be quite good in their performance during the earthquake. And these, even we do have sometimes cyclone, so it's proven that our forefathers constructed bamboo structures which are good against natural calamities. And the bamboo, as yesterday also we have heard a lot about this it's a renewable and versatile resource having good tensile strength. And in fact, I think it was talked a lot about this one. its effectiveness in reducing the pollution in the form of absorption of a lot of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So with these advantages, we have to again, this restore the uses of this bamboo in modern construction also. Let me take to this picture. This is the traditional bamboo house in Manipur. I think you will be really appreciating the architectural and what structural this arrangement of this the traditional house of Manipur. Yeah, it's okay now. I'm looking to it. Yeah. Thank you. And this, our forefathers, they used this bamboo individually or in combinations with other material like mud, wood. And this in Manipur, this sort of structure, bamboo structure is generally known as Maitai Yumjao, or basically it's a traditional bamboo house because Maitai Yumjao, if we use a terminology Maitai Yumjao, it might have excluded the bamboo construction in hilly regions. So I rather prefer to use the term traditional houses of bamboo in Manipur. And see here in this construction, we have adopted, in fact, this screen is having some problem. We adopted this different species of bamboo for different purposes, like koa being stout and thick, small in diameter, is used as purlin and adapters, and utang for kanam and sepsipaya, and like that. Different spaces got different uses in this type of building. And our forefathers, they were quite meticulous in planning these structures. See the way, the robustness of the structure, or the redundancy of the structure. Please appreciate the redundancy of the structures. See so many pillars, so many bracings, and it's got its own nomenclature. This makes our traditional houses quite strong against the unnecessary calamities. Here also I am showing the details, but these details are so many that I don't feel like reading all these things and wasting the time of all of us. This is the plan of our traditional house. See here, we don't have basically this is just a this wall, peripheral wall, and the solid wall is here only, and we don't have a wall here. This is just an indication that it is by this space are earmarked for different purposes. There is, in fact, there is no wall like this. So it is just enclosure with an outer wall, then this side, and there is a big door here, main door, then another door here. And we have a, see, interesting thing is we have this one, fireplace here. which also has some religious meaning. This is known as Pungam Maifam, and this acts as a gathering place for all the family members at the end of the day's work. And we have place for our deity here. And it's not a bedroom, and we earmark this space for our deity. Then other rooms are made for the residents. Like this, these sort of construction, I mean, we cannot change the uses of the rooms, basically. So this is very religiously observed in the design of this traditional house. So these different uses are indicated here, like this is for the elderly, this sibling of the family. This is meant for the father, like this is meant for mother, like that. This space for the deity, like that. I mean, we have earmarked different uses of the space. Yeah, this is showing how the wall has been constructed. Like the bamboos, there are two ways of construction of the walls. In the first method, the wall, these pillars or rather the posts are embedded in the mud, which is reinforced with straw throughout the height of the wall. And in the second option, this wall is the thick enclosures of the mud is up to 4 to 5 feet, and then this wall continue with this bamboo split, compose it with mud plaster up to the full height of the wall. So roofing is generally done by thatching. This may be theirs or sometimes it may be straw also. And these, these theirs are fashioned by using split bamboo, both in the upper and the lower side of the roof. And of course, the theirs roofs have to be replaced once in 8 to 10 years. And it is an excellent sound absorbing and insulating material, the theirs roofs. Means during the rain, because this is a rain, very much rainfall area, and with this present CGI system of roofing, you have a lot of problem with this sound of the rain falling on the roof. But with theirs roofing, you have a very comfortable stay inside the house. And the lashing joint techniques was adopted, and the joint consists of two bamboos, one smaller and the other, this smaller one acts as a beam, and the larger one which acts as a column, they join with lashing joint. So this is some pictures showing this, how it looks like in the roof. See, these are the supporting system. Then you have this supporting. Then of course purlin and close spacing. Then this, of course, the theirs roofing on top of that. This is another way where the truss was constructed with wooden members, not by bamboo. This is the usual way, of construction of truss. So these, there is very good integration of different part of the structure, and it's quite symmetrical in design. So this shows that our forefathers had, good architectural and structural sense. And but nowadays, our traditional house has a lot of limitation in the sense that there is, from the consideration of sanitary, lighting, health, and the privacy, because there are not enough numbers of windows, doors, and there's no provision for toilets, and of course with the modern way of life there is no proper this privacy. But bamboo still, as bamboo has a lot of potential, as we heard from everybody, and we in fact should again try to, we as a structure and the architect, we should try to restore the use of this bamboo in architectural and structural elements. And this, of course, I think I should skip this part, study of bamboo. Here, what just want to, as an structural engineer, what I'm trying to is to emphasize the need for felling the bamboo in the right timing, seasoning and preservation, and the right construction practices. But again, at the same time, yesterday also, I think we had heard this one, architect Nilam talking about a lot of the potential and the construction done by her using bamboo. But I still feel that we need more research and investigation work on the improvement of the joinery system in bamboo. Like this, some of the joints nowadays using long rods, and this is some of the requirement, like bamboo joining section must be as close as possible to the knots, and bamboo having regular lengths of interknot as far as possible must be selected. Yeah, this is a typical design of a space truss with bamboo, the joinery system. Yes, some of the structure which fascinated me, of course, is given by my brother. Some of the bamboo structure pictures, because we do not restrict the use of bamboo only in construction of the houses. It can be used as it's a very good resource in as many possible products as we can make. Yeah, this is part of the space structure. This is skeleton roofing system. Yes, this is what generally our people, even if you go to the metropolitan cities, just if you have a restaurant dealing with the Northeast cuisine, they will be having this sort of wall paneling to show that it's from the Northeast. So that's fascinated me. Yes, this is some of the product. This is also a very nice structure. And if you happen to go to this like Hotel Classic or Hotel Classic there at what is that, near Lotak Lake, you'll be seeing a lot of Loken architecture there with bamboo. Yes, this is the bamboo ceiling. Bamboo set. Yes, this is a very nice structure done with bamboo. So, I'm not going to take much time, as I also this one, as I said earlier, I am not an expert in the bamboo, but still, I really feel that that we have to restore the uses of bamboo as construction material, because our forefathers solely depends on bamboo for their this housing, but again with the kind of modern construction material, we tend to forget our long this dependable treasure. So these easy availability and workability has to be taken into account while developing our construction industry, and this can be used both in structural and non-structural part of our structure. And of course, Yesterday, one of the colleague, I think he was talking about standardizations. We feel that we, as an engineer, while adopting this bamboo as a structural member, we have to have specification. Like yesterday also, Mr. Mohanty was presenting about this one, bamboo, products like fluid, that composite structure and all that. I don't know whether that proper specification has already been made or not. And whether this strain has been given and what are the ranges to be adopted, what are the specifications to be used by the engineers while designing the structures. All these should be made available, then quality control has to be done. Otherwise, this will be more or less in the hands of the artisans. So we have to work along with this institution, like renowned institution, to develop a proper specification on this bamboos for adoption, for wide adoption by the professionals. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Temba, for such a nice presentation. And for your kind information, he raised some points about the standards for the bamboos and bamboo composites. In India, for round bamboo, we don't have any standard, but for composites like screambers or bamboo boards, mat boards, or bamboo laminates, we are having very good standards adopted by Bureau of Indian Standards, which is the authority for setting standards in all sorts of materials, including engineering material, maybe plastic, glass, or anything. BIS or Bureau of Indian Standards is the authority, and they have adapted the standards for bamboo engineering products. Even CPWD, Central Public Works Department, in their schedule operate SOR, they have also included them, so there is no problem about that. Only they have to be implemented in the field, because bamboo is a new material, so not much awareness is there, but it is already, things are in place, and they can be used by any engineering department, and estimates can be made, and standards are available. Thank you. And our next author, next speaker is none other than Mr. Michael Awadi, the President of World Bamboo Organization. Please, the floor is yours, Mr. Awadi. As I am told now, all PowerPoint slide presentations will be available later for free download from World Bamboo Organization websites, that is www.worldbamboo.net. So you need not be worried about the slides or the presentation. All will be available in the website of World Bamboo Organization. Thank you. That is for your kind information. Mr. Abadi, please.
Good morning, everybody. What you are looking is not the Himalaya mountains. I grew up in southwest of France, a small city very close to Spain. And what you are looking are the Pyrenees Mountains, the wall of mountains who makes the difference between France and Spain. And when you are a child growing on that place, it's very amazing to have every day such scenery. And this has a very important impact on your sense of feeling and on your personal psyche. Curiosity for the other side of the world, desire of immensity, and interest for flying. Sorry. The city of Pau was also invaded by British around the 18th century. Because the British don't like the cold and they appreciate the mild climate of the city. They opened in 1856, yes, the first golf course of the continent. Thanks to them, when I was in college, I was a very big books eater, and to satisfy my addiction, I earned my first pocket money by acting as a caddie on the golf course. But also in Pau was set up the first world pilot school established in 1909. And I remember my father, who was 9 years old by then, telling me the stories about the noise and the smell of the engine of Aviation Pioneer. It was a dream for a boy. Please, could you fasten your seatbelt, because I am going to speak about the Aviation Pioneer using bamboo. Now, I love painting, and you can see that painting from Peter Bruegel. You can find that painting in Brussels Museum in Belgium. For me, it's a painting with a plenitude. You have the ploughman on a fertile soil, the shepherd, a fisherman, somebody swimming, rich vessel, and a rich city on the background with the sunset. But in fact, it's not the reality. The name of that painting is Landscape with the Fall of Icarus. You know the story from the Metamorphosis of Ovid, a Greek author. Icarus and Daedalus were prisoners of a labyrinth. They escaped by flying with feather wings glued by honey. The swimmer is Icarus, who falls in the water to have, by excitation or ambition, fly too close to the sun. This painting, in fact, the key of this painting is a changing world, a turning point on European world, is brought by Copernicus, and the world is heliocentric. That means that the man or the earth is not the center of the universe, but is just a planet around the sun. And you can see the painting was done in 58, and it was after Columbus' discovery of America. Today, like Daedalus and Icarus, we are trapped on a labyrinth of society and planet problems. How can we escape without burning our wings? Flying. Flying was a dream of humanity to escape human being condition and become equal of gods. You find flying everywhere, in every civilization. The only way, just do it and try to fly. There is two methods, one forced, one free. On the right side, you have the Emperor Gao Yang, who was sending or dropping the prisoner from a tower, and they were tied to a kite. Most died. Just one escaped. But he died later on, still in prison. On the other side, there was a monk in Britain, in an abbey, and he was fond of the story of Icarus, and he tried to do the same. He jumped from a tower with wings, and he broke his leg. So flying is a risky process. You can see Leonardo da Vinci, who was a master thinker of flying and lightness, especially on his notebooks, and you see different things. And here you can see also the plane from Vinci, and he was using the legs and the arm with rope to flap, to try to fly. Maybe he never fly. We have to go to France, and it's not a story of chauvinism for me. And in September 1783, in presence of King Louis XVI, the experiment fly with a sheep and a rooster and a duck and a basket. Maybe you remember the beginning of rocket and the first start. We were Russians and or Americans and animals outside of the earth to start. And here Pilate de Rosier was the first man to fly, and also the first man to die flying. His balloon was hot air balloon, but it was like Steve Fawcett and Bertrand Piccard to their flight around the world. It was the same mix of balloon and hydrogen balloon. That's why at that time the balloon exploded and Pilate de Rosier died. Today there is a lot of meeting with hot air balloon. Okay, just a line to give you an idea of the times between the first flight of a human with a balloon to the first flight with an airplane. It was 123 years. Oh, sorry. What can I do? Yes. No. Okay. And you have to remember, between the first flight of a human with an airplane, there was only 60 years before a man walked on the moon. Okay, that's the first design of people trained flying machine. And there was an American thinker, George Curley, who did some experience, but he never flew. And here is the first fake news about flying. It was published by a daily newspaper in New York in 1835. And he was an astronomer looking through a telescope to the moon, and he saw humanoid flying there. Till the dream of humanity. My goodness, poor human dreamers, they have to learn from bamboo. And that man was the first to draw a bamboo airplane, but he never flew. And also, there was the revolution of aerostation with the first flight with a steam airship. It was, you can see it. And here, you know, that's a very important flight for aviation, even if it's an airship. And before taking off, you have to fill the balloon, sometimes full of hydrogen. It will take, like today, when you are filling a rocket before going before flying. So it will take time. And you see the day of launching the balloon, there was hundreds of followers. It was, you know, very important for the people at that time to see that. And you saw the Tisserand brother flying with a bamboo gondola. So that's the first time you see bamboo on flight. And you see the airship flying. And here, that's also very important for aviation because it was the first airship to go back and forth. And he went back, going for 8 kilometers, and that airship was using a huge bamboo gondola. And for you, I went to the Aviation Museum in Paris, and we dig to find the gondola, and you see on the stockage the bamboo gondola. And you see the instrument panels used by the astronaut. Here on the left is my friend Santos Dumont, and with another Brazilian, Augusto Severo, flying, before flying, but it was just only, there was just to show that the bamboo gondola, and just to show you that flying, even with an airship, could be very dangerous. You see the airship, L'Apax, and he flew over Paris, but you see the departure of the balloon, the flight of the balloon to up to 400 meters high, and also the explosion of the balloon, and both pilots, Severo and Sachet, were killed over Paris. Another experience you can see on the right, the gondola with bamboo. It was from Stanley Spencer, who flew later on over the Crystal Palace in London. And you know, it's risky to fly with such gondola. Okay, we have in England Percy Sinclair, Pilcher, who used bamboo, you can see, to test some flight. And here we come back to France with Clément Ader. We flew with a bat, like a bat, but he flew only 50 centimeters over the ground. And you can see the patent and the drawing of the plane. But later on, he flew with AOL number 3, but he kept secret the flight because he was dealing with the army. And he was not the only one who did that. Here, my friend Santos Dumont with a one-pole bamboo gondola. You can see the... Up. And you can see that sometimes, flying over Paris, you have to be brave. And sometimes you have some accident. It's also a balloon from Santos-Dumont. So he went to fly over the sea because it was more safe. And he won the Henri Dutch Prize by flying with the airship with bamboo gondola over Eiffel Tower. Then, okay, that's an aeronautic pioneer network. There were a lot of persons, society, and they were exchanging. It was really a real network. Okay. And the question is, who was the first human aeroplane real flight? Historians of each country had the job of securing first flight honors for their native son. In fact, the first is, we have two proposals, and it's a big controversy in America, in States. The Wright brothers in December 1903, or an American German-born Gustav Whitehead, who flew in 1901. The first were flying with a catapult. The other one, it was just discovered recently. He flew, and he did everything. It was a bamboo airplane, and he did even the engine, Gustav Whitehead. You can see the plane with the bamboo used for the wings. And it was published on a newspaper, the first flight. And you can go on YouTube under Gustav Whitehead, and you will see the flight of the replica flying. This to say that, okay, the Wright were right, but Whitehead was ahead. And we go back to France in 1906, where Santos-Dumont is model 14 bis, full bamboo airplane, is starting in a park very close to the center of Paris. And you can see the first human flight in front of an official jury. Because the controversy was, even the Wright brothers, when they flew, there was no jury to certify. And it was the same for Gustav Whitehead. My friend, the Captain Ferber, with an aviation pioneer using bamboo. And I just want to read this part on a book written by Captain Ferber. I don't like the wood, too heavy and breakable. We can go out of the dilemma. Or you are making strong and you are too heavy, or you are doing light and you are too fragile. The best is a natural tube of wood called bamboo. It has an enormous practical advantage when it's breaking, no splinter, so no wound for the pilot. And you see Ferber testing a bamboo cart for testing engine and propeller. And after that, he built a crane to make the testing of flying. And on this picture you can see the man with a hat on the left side of the airplane is Santos-Dumont, before the flight of Fairbairn with another model, but he started and he was killed during the flight. So flying, as you see, the tear of Icarus. Here you can see the friend of Captain Fairbairn with bamboo used. And here, the first airplane built in numbers from Alberto Santos Dumont, the Demoiselle. We can below you have the number 19 with a weight of 56 kilo, up the model with a weight of 110 kilo. And I can assure you that they use 3 bamboo to do that model. And you can see also the picture on the right. It was very easy to transport. And the price of the airplane was about 3 million euro of today, with the price for a very nice flat in Paris today. By Santos Dumont. And you can see Samuel Cody with Imperatrice Eugénie. You can see the use of bamboo for airplane by the man who was a Buffalo Bill for a circus all over the world. And you see before flying, but aviation was becoming trendy, war was coming soon, and bamboo fading away. That's a painting of Marc Chagall flying over the town in 1918. He was after the Fourth World War with nearly 20 million people who died. And 8 years later, that's Flybo exposed in the Champs-Élysées in Paris for the centenary of Aero Club of France. The weight of the airplane built was 260 kilo. That's a lot for me. And you can see the shape of the airplane. And I did that airplane as an ambassador to launch a campaign. Let the forest breathe, use bamboo, material of future. Flybo was built with 4 joint wings, and I received the Henry Ford European Award for Natural Protection. You can see the bamboo on the top right, and it was coming. It's a bamboo rectify on a oven. It was very costly, but it's very strong. That's one of my very interesting book. You have to read it. And I just read lightness, minimal weight is achieved when building with an intelligent combination of the least amount of material. It was from designer Van Inti. That's the fuselage of the body of Flybo. It was like a 3D structure, but the ring was made from bamboo, and the ring were, each one was 26 kilo. It was a bit too heavy, but it was very difficult to do it because, you know, you have to find a right shape. And just to show you that the idea of Flybo was also today an idea for the engineer of aviation to use that kind of wings, because there is a very strong effect on body structure and also on the vortex effect at the end of the wings. You can see some more there. That's the Flybo 2 exposed in Costa Rica for the 6th World Bamboo Congress, and it was 160 kilo. We are approaching the weight of the Demoiselle of Santos Dumont. It was built in 2 weeks just to be there. I can tell you it was we were working night and day to do it. But, okay, was this part of the wings were destroyed during the transportation, so I decided in 1999 to build Flybo 3, and this time you can see the structure of the airplane. The weight is 30 kg, and my proposal was to have an electric engine and with battery, but it was a bit costly, so you can see the final product with no engine yet for a French TV program, and you can see Flybo over the audience in the 9th World Bamboo Congress in Antwerp in May 2012. Flying or not flying is a question. For me, that painting of Hokusai is a perfect expression of transport lightness, to go from one point to another, a simple bamboo bridge. And at the beginning of the 20th century, people were thinking that in 2000, custom will pursue the smuggler with flying, or fireman will stop the fire by flying. But today, it's true, we can fly. So, how can we escape without burning our wings? With the lesson of lightness given by aviation pioneers. Willing, intelligence, determination, esprit de corps are the key words. With the willing of dreamers, intelligence of builders, determination of pioneers, esprit de corps of innovative, and for sure, the help of bamboo lightness, the challenge of human desire for flying was fulfilled. Aviation transport revolution starts a new era for humanity. Today, the climate change effects are more and more present. Our big challenge is to maintain the equilibrium of our planet. Bamboo, as a fast renewable plant, could be a lesson of sustainability with lightness preserved on our motherland. We have to speak louder to promote the use of bamboo, to develop a new path, a peace momentum to our next future. So, I invite you, I'm not inviting you to stand up and to raise your arm to the sky. No. That time you did it yesterday, so it's enough. Unless you want to have some exercise, so you can do that like that and try to fly also. And yeah. No. So, okay, I invite you to follow Jane Goodall with bamboo. You can see our individual act can help to change the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Awadi. Our next speaker is Professor M.S. Beast from Northeastern Hill University. He is Professor of Environmental Science. He will speak on bamboo. Bamboo shoot as a food, basically about advantages of eating fiber. So I'll request him to, because we have exceeded the time to some extent, Dr. Beast will not shall speak, give his presentation. Let us listen to him. Thank you. Dr. Beast, please.
Good morning to all.
Good morning.
First of all, I would like to thank WBW for giving me this opportunity to be here and say something on bamboo as a food. Okay.
This one.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Basically, till now we were talking about bamboo as a structural material, bamboo as a handicap material, etc. Now, I'll speak little bit about bamboo as a building material for our system, our health. And first and foremost thing is, bamboo harvesting is really so difficult as it has been for me to arrange my lecture here, because it grows in deep forest, and from there it takes long time and labor also. So first, origin of bamboo. The studies indicate that woody bamboos have evolved in lowland tropics of Gondwana land during the tertiary period, and bamboo dispersed to Asia from India after land connection was established between India and Eurasian plates. When Gondwana plate came and the Tethys Ocean was there, so an Eurasian plate came together, and then bamboo came also along with the Gondwana land. So this is the origin of bamboo, which we consider now this Srivastava and Clark. So bamboo, it is named variously Wa in Manipuri, bamboo in English, Bans in Hindi. This word also has its two speculations of origin. One is from India only, and second is from Malaysia, when bamboo was put in fire, and then it used to make a sound to scare away the animals, bum, boom. So people say it like this, it has the origin of bamboo from there. For first one speculation, bamboo to bamboo, I have this write-up from the literature. The earliest mention of word from which the present word has come is bamboo. It was they are in Goa, where Portuguese came in India. And there's a book written by this Arabian, Avicenna. There he mentioned first time tabakshir, which tabakshir is a liquid coming from a plant which was at that time called bamboo. And then this, and Garcia de Ota described many plants from India in his book, Colloquies de Simples Dorgas or da India in 1563. He was Portuguese. And also mentioned about tabakshir. According to Garcia da Ota, the local people around the Goa at that time called medicine sakar mambu. Sakar is sweet in Portuguese, and mambu is Goan word, it is Indian, that reed, that grass. Then came to another person, Gaspar Bohin, or Caspar Bohin, this Swiss botanist, used the word arundo for reed grass of India in his book. And Bohin mentioned that the substance derived from arunda was called tabaxir, coming from that 11th century. By this Avicenans and Arabs, and that the plant producing tabaxi was called mambu by Indians. This mambu became bambusa, the basis of genus Bambusa of Linnaeus, and bamboo in English. So this is the origin of the word, again from the Indian subcontinent. In India, our literature indicating bamboo use goes to Rig Veda, very long ago. Lord Indra was advised to propagate bamboo for his armory. Then this bamboo music, our Lord Krishna used to play, again 3,000-4,000 years ago. So this is the use at that time. This is game from this place, originated this game, polo game, Sagol Kangzai. Here also the ball and the stick and that long attachment with the stick of playing, Kangzai, is made of bamboo. And its origin is also indicated that it is 3000 BC or more. So at that time also bamboo was used here for playing, for music, for other purpose also, 3,000 to 4,000 years or 5,000 years back. So this is the story about that polo ground or polo game origin in India. And here bamboo is in every aspect in our country, right from deity. So this photograph is from Tripura. There bamboo is considered as a deity. A god is made from the bamboo, green bamboo, and we have a festival around this. And this you will see around here in courtyard or temples or houses, this bamboo signals for auspicious thing. And in Manipur, it is considered that a house without bamboo is unlucky. So every courtyard should have the bamboo grow in the houses. But I will not be speaking on this much. My interest is on bamboo as a food. Bamboo as a food in animals to men, how it has come. These two gentlemen were, basically these are carnivores animals, this giant panda. And they are now exclusive bamboo eater. This red panda, again carnivores, but he has become lazy, I can say, don't go for hunting, and started eating only bamboo. And this bamboo lemurs from Madagascar. There are 5 to 6 species of bamboo lemur in Madagascar. They exclusively eat bamboo, different species or different parts. And now they have become endangered because people are cutting bamboo and they cannot eat anything else but bamboo. And they have delicacy bamboo. And animals, our curiosity have taught bamboo eating. I will tell a few stories related to this. One story from Mizoram. This is bamboo dance. Yesterday you saw this bamboo dance is famous in Mizoram, Chirao dance. And in bamboo there's a story how they started eating bamboo shoots. Long ago, there was a tortoise. And he used to come out, eat bamboo shoot for 3 months. and then go for sleeping hibernation. These people kept on seeing. They thought, this gentleman comes, eats just for 3 months, and then sleeps the rest of the year. What a nice thing. And they started eating bamboo. This is a story still there in folklores. This again, this bamboo technology established because of some accident in our Meghalaya. There are 2 tribes, Nongsis and Zerwa. So they don't eat bamboo shoots. Why? Because their forefathers eaten bamboo shoots somewhere and during hunting, and they died. Because of that, they are not eating now. The story is very interesting. During that time, people used to go for hunting, and they could not find anything to eat. Bamboo shoots were growing, so they started eating. And all died because bamboo shoots release cyanogen. Cyanogenic glucoside is a compound which reacts with cyanogenic glycosidase and releases cyanide. And that cyanide, you all know, is dangerous, and the high content will be fatal. So, from here now, they don't eat bamboo shoot till today because their forefathers were died because of this. In our literature, it is clearly mentioned that bamboo by nature is fixative and frigid, seminal, curative, palatable, blood purifier, and full of estrogen juice. It splits cough, subsides bile, cures leprosy, bloody flux, wounds, and so on. So in Ayurveda, etc., it is mentioned that bamboo shoots are medicinally and health-wise very important, very good for this. This Chyawanprash, this is a tonic. I think it has come around 5,000 to 6,000 years back, and it is still very famous and tonic in today's time. Patanjali people are making this tonic with. This is again having a very interesting story how this tonic started. At that time, there was a king, and he came in the forest along with his daughter, and daughter went here and there and started looking something. There was something in the termites, and lights were coming from there. And she pierced the 2 sticks. And when piercing 2 sticks, a person got up and shouted, "What?" and cried. So she scared, and he became very angry. He said, "I'll curse you." The king came. He said, "Please don't do that, and I'll get you married with my daughter." And with that old man, she was married, young lady, around 16 to 20 years. And she was staying there. One day, celestial Ashwini brothers, we called celestial doctors at that time, came around there. And they saw the young lady there. They asked, "What are you doing here? Come along with us." She said, "No, I have a husband here. I am with him." And they saw the husband is very old, sitting on this hermitage. So they said, "Okay, okay, you leave him." She said, "No, I cannot do that. Only thing is you make him very energetic and active." They said, "Okay." Then they put a condition. If you recognize your husband, then we will do whatever we can for that. So they made a pond full of, in today's term we call spa. So herbs, etc. And all 3 went inside, 2 brothers and that old saint, and came out. But she recognized her husband clearly. And then they said, "Okay, you are very pure and sanctified. So we will make a tonic for your husband." And this tonic they made, Chyawanprash. It has all herbs, are more than 40. And one of ingredient here is this Bans Lochan or Tabakshir, which Arabs people named in 11th century, or bamboo mana. So at that time also it was added. Around 5,000 years back, Bans Lochan was added. Its content is 150 gram in that. So since then, this tonic is coming, and still people are using this Bans Lochan for making this tonic. And there are other herbs also. In Assam, how to get the nutrients from bamboo? They have a very unique technique. This is also, again, old tradition, and it's still going on. On National Highway, when one day I was moving, so I saw these hanging these things. Sorry. And I saw inside, it's a curd. And this curd is 4 times costlier than the normal curd. They make it inside these bamboo comes. And bamboo extracts the nutrients, this curd extracts the nutrients from the inner wall of the bamboo. And they eat it. This is Korean method of extracting the nutrients from the bamboo. What they do, they put wine in the bamboo comes and season for 6 months, 7 months, it's up to them. And after that they take it. The cost is 3 times of this wine. And Chinese people are more intelligent. What they did, they put this wine in the growing bamboo. And then after 1 year or 2 years, they extract this wine from this bamboo come and 3-4 times. And it has nutrients mixed with this wine coming outside. And Korean, again, the leaves, we think that leaves are waste. No, it has antioxidants. And they are just green leaves are boiling and drinking daytime or continuously. And it's providing you antioxidants, which are very important now in our health. So these are the benefits of this tea. It is available now, Korea and China, etc., many countries. And in the USA also now it is very famous. This gentleman, as I told you, panda eats only bamboo and cannot, because its alimentary canal is of carnivorous animal, cannot digest the herbs or plants. So 70% to 80% comes out just like that. So one gentleman from China, what he did, see the cost of the tea. What he did, he collected this all manure from the panda and put in the tea garden and growing the tea in the dung of panda. So it has become bamboo panda tea. Now I'll come directly with the suits in which we are working. And in suits, we are now in this area or northeast, we are now eat a lot of bamboo shoots. But whenever I go to the people, I ask why you are eating. They say, I'm eating, but I have to eat. What is the benefits? We don't know. And even we educated people don't know definitely. What are the benefits of these suits? Why we are eating? Why we are eating since centuries? So now we are scientifically trying to find out what are inside these and in what way these are benefiting to us. The way bamboo shoots are sold in our market, fresh shoots, dried and fermented. And this technique, this is unique technique, I can say it is unique and best technique for preserving bamboo shoots for more than 1 year or 2 years, and as it becomes older, it is costlier. What they do, here the bamboo shoots of this place have high content of cyanogenic leukocytes, and they just chop bamboo shoots in small pieces and put in the water in these containers and just forget. And this cyanogenic will keep on coming in the water and it's dissolved, gone away, and the shoots become health food and sold in the market. And these are available. Bamboo shoots season is for 3 months. These are available for 1 year, 2 years like that. So very costly. In Manipur, you will find here these type of whips of bamboo shoots. This is again fermentation of different technique. That was unique. Another one. They ferment it and then sell it in the open market like this. I don't think any food item, vegetables, is see months together open like this and no spoilage. And here interesting thing is there is a small heap and bigger heap. A small heap is costlier because it is fermented for more than 1 year. And the bigger heap is fermented for less than 1 year. It is continuous process of fermentation. This is another technique of storing bamboo shoots for more than 1 year in Assam. What they do, they chop bamboo shoots in small pieces, mix with the spices, etc. Make these type of big heaps in a container and take out little bit and keep on eating like this. So these are the different techniques of bamboo shoot processing in our area, in this area. And we have around 145 to 50 tribes, different communities or tribes we call. And they have their own unique technique of processing bamboo shoots their way. And it's really very different from each other. Though we are staying very close to each other, but we follow different methods of eating bamboo shoots here. Internationally, these are the countries. In China, it is called treasure dish, or there is no banquet without bamboo shoots. They are also eating since centuries. In Japan, it is called king of forest vegetables. In Korea also, Indonesia, Thailand, Taiwan, also these oriental countries, they eat bamboo shoots. Some countries eat more or some like this, little bit, but they eat. And These are the species preferred by different countries for bamboo shoots. And these are the modern techniques of processing or packaging bamboo shoots. And now we are promoting this yellow one, paste. This paste system is very good for adding in the different food items, and this our lab is promoting it. These are traditional bamboo shoots from this place, Kangsoi and Uti. You please taste it, it is available in the market. And these are different food items from Northeast India. Again, different tribes making different food items from our bamboo shoots. And these are the contemporary or our lab materials which we are using, how to fortify food items with the bamboo shoots. And so as I told you, I'm using, or our lab is using this bamboo shoots in the form of paste or powder. And these are chapatis, puris, pakoda, dahi, etc., kachap, all our students are making, and we are analyzing how much nutrients are coming to the food and from food to us, and what benefits we are getting. So this type of link is being done in our laboratory. And these are modern, again, nutraceuticals in the form of tablets, etc. You can eat, people are eating bamboo shoots, or salt also. In Korea, bamboo salt is very famous. Now, nutritive things. Yeah, it is rich in protein, amino acids, carbohydrates, phytosterol, phenols, dietary fiber, and lot of minerals. These are the bamboo shoots from Northeast and Himalayan region. We are taking bamboo shoots one by one and analyzing what are inside these. So these are the different bamboo species and their shoots, and showing the macronutrients. These are amino acids. Bamboo shoots, we have seen, it is having almost all amino acids, essential or non-essential, etc. All amino acids are present in these bamboo shoots. These minerals, it is very rich in minerals, especially like silica, potassium, phosphorus. Fiber. Yes, bamboo shoot is nothing. Bamboo is nothing but fiber, and again bamboo shoots are having fiber. And this is the list of bamboo species which we are analyzing in our laboratory. And this vitamin C, with many vitamins, just C, vitamin C and E we have shown here in different species, phenols. Yeah, a little bit I will take few minerals, a certain detail like fiber. What benefits we are getting from these things? Bamboo shoot is low in calories. It is very important. I will come to it later. Low in fats and cholesterol, you know. High in phytosterols, high in many vitamins like C and E, rich in phenols and other biotic compounds, high in amino acids, I have told you. And I will discuss about potassium and silica, which is rich in here, and dietary fiber. First is calories. We are sitting, so we need less calorie, but we are eating high calorie food, and especially the empty calories. Empty calories you may be knowing, like solid fats, butter. It is empty calorie. We are eating 100% calorie, but nothing is there in the form of food like fiber. Like sugar, it is empty calories. So we should avoid calories, empty calories, and eat food items so that we get little calories and more for our belly's work. It should be continuously busy. And see the amount of fiber. Bamboo shoots, 27 calories, and wheat, etc., rice, they have high calories. And if we don't do physical work, then where this calorie will go? So if you have less physical work, eat bamboo shoots, so you will get less, and you will become healthy like panda or red panda as it is there. Health benefits of potassium. Potassium is very important element. I will read it. Daily requirement of potassium for an adult is around 4,700 milligram. Potassium is important cation in intercellular fluid and particles in acid and base balance. Regulates osmotic pressure. Conducts nerve impulse, pulse contraction and cell membrane function. Controls blood pressure, high and low. And high intake of potassium will reduce sodium level. The sodium level should not be more in our system. It should be 1:1. Yeah. And high intake of potassium may decrease the risk of stroke and coronary artery disease. It has been observed that 1,640 milligram of everyday potassium, there's a reduction of 21% of risk of strokes. Very important. High dietary intake of potassium is related with bone mineral density and bone mass. High intake of potassium reduces calcium release in urine. If you have more potassium, then calcium release will be less. High urinary calcium increases the risk of developing kidney stones. Daily intake of potassium around 4,000 or 4,700 milligram reduces kidney stones. And see the potassium amount in bamboo shoots, 4,231 to 6,660, and in other, compared with other food items. Silica. Silica is very important. Before 1972, we used to consider the silica is not important for our body. But after 1970, people have started now. Silica is in our nails, our bones, our hairs, and our skin is stressed. It is because of silica. Silica is good for our longevity, lifelong. And see, in Western countries, people think that horsetail is the maximum having the silica, and that's why horsetail is sold there for silica addition in food. But see the comparison bamboo shoots. It is very high in bamboo shoots. And where silica is there inside this bamboo shoots, you see this white powder. This white powder is amorphous powder rich in silica and other minerals. You see this Si, 550 milligram in 10 gram. And this bamboo curd, as I showed in Assam, people are doing. This is because of extracting these minerals. And there are other minerals also in this white amorphous substance. Dietary fiber, all you know the benefits of dietary fiber. Earlier also we were not giving importance to it. But after 1953, we have started giving. And this dietary fiber is creating a lot of problem in developed countries because they are in processed food like bread, etc. That in wheat, we are leaving behind the fiber. And I will show the table. See, we are having in our diet 39 to 43 gram dietary fiber, Indians, whereas these developed countries are having very less, and because of this there are a lot of problems. And daily uptake should be 25 gram per day. The dietary fiber in different items comparison with the bamboo shoots. These are the problems associated with if you are not having dietary fiber in your diet, especially up to cancer level also. And this is, we have a recommendation, recommended daily allowance, and in bamboo shoots, this much percentage is available, all these items in our food. Unfortunately, in this part, we are having this problem of bamboo famine, and we are scared of it, especially Mizoram. When bamboo flowering comes, we are scared of its omen, bad omen. And it is recorded since 1739. It is nothing but it is flowering or fruiting of the bamboo shoots in a particular period and profuse fruiting. But we are not using these fruits. These fruits are very nutritive and aphrodisiac. And the rest multiply, eat and multiply, and then this becomes a problem, and we are not using it, and for us it is a problem, disaster. We have to use it. Conclusions. Bamboo shoots have great potential for becoming big industry in northeastern region of India. Bamboo shoots consumed in fresh, dried and fermented. There are a number of locally developed fermentation and other processing technologies for bamboo shoots in the region. There are places like Ando, Bishnupur, Kwata in this region, which are famous for bamboo shoot processing. Fermentation is the best method for processing bamboo shoots for increasing shelf life, easy transportation and handling, as well as increasing the nutritional values. Bamboo shoots are low in calories, fats, cholesterol, and high in dietary fibers, minerals, phytosterols, and various biotic compounds like phenols. Consumption of shoots will give health benefits, food security, and better management of bamboo plantation, and particularly for sympodial types. If you harvest bamboo shoots, especially in sympodial one, then there will be less clumping and thickening will be less. In past, bamboo was considered a best food and medicine in Oriental countries. Now in 21st century, it has come in a new avatar as health, food, and much more for entire world. These are our funding agencies: Ministry of Food Processing, Government of India, Department of Biotechnology, American Bamboo Society, NATJACWID. My collaborators, Professor Kanan Bala from Manipur University, Professor C. Nirmala, Department of Botany, Punjab University, and this is their group. I am very grateful to these students, our students, whose data I have used here. And this is my group at Shillong. And eat bamboo shoots, be healthy. Thank you very much.
Such a wonderful presentation from Professor Bisht, straddling so many words, starting from pandas to fibers to great panda, tea, everything he has put encapsulated in a very brief presentation. Thank you, Professor Bisht. Now there is one announcement from the organizer. After that we'll have a short question answer session, maybe 2-3 questions today. Now some announcement. From Mr. Hawking.
A few announcements before the tea break. First thing, some participants have written about the availability of tea and water. So we are having tea break. So during tea break, you can get tea plus water also, because there's tea, hardly 1.5 hours to get. So I think you may not require. In case if you need water in between, you can kindly take help from the reception where you can get. But otherwise, these two will be provided during tea break. That is, you can see from the program. So there will not be very long gap for these things. But that is one thing which I am able to clarify, and some people have requested me. Second thing, before the second session after this tea break, we are going to have 2 extra items, which are not in the program. One is a short, brief speech from the NSC representative, Northeastern Council, Government of India. They are co-sponsor for this workshop also. Sri Gaigondin Panme, who is the financial advisor of the Northeastern Council, Shillong, Government of India. Brief speech, around 10 minutes. Second thing, we'll be signing off MOUs. We're going to sign MOU, 2-3 MOUs to be signed. First one will be Grow More Biotech, Hospital Tamil Nadu with Forest Department, Government of Manipur. Second, another MOU of Grow More Biotech with funds from South Korea and Thailand. So these 2 extra items will be very brief, not long, after the tea break. Yeah. And for the tea, for speakers and the WPO leaders, staff and all that, we'll have it on the left side, and for the rest of the participants will be on the right side. This tea. Even lunch also, it will be on that same pattern. That's why, since we have some extra work items after tea break, I would request even the co-chairs and all that to kindly see, to control the time properly, so that we are not very late for lunch and all. Slightly will be delayed, but it should not be too much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, the organizers. Now the session is open for question and answers. Because of the paucity of time, we may not elongate it longer. But we can surely have 2-3 questions, short questions, brief questions. So now it is open. You can raise your hands and address to the particular speaker who you want to take your questions. Thank you.
Sir, I want to ask about bamboo shoots. So are there like other species also used for eating, or there are any specific species? And secondly, where can we get this information about what kind of food is it prepared? Because if I want to start all this in Nagpur or central India, I don't think I can use the same plant growing here.
In this case, as I told you, the fruits of this region, I can say almost are tried by local people since centuries. And because it is, our forefathers were eating, so I am also eating because my father was eating. So it is a tradition. Yes, in that case, if new bamboo shoots are there, so when we try new bamboo shoots, we don't give it directly, or in that case any food item, we don't give directly to the men. First it is given to the animals and then steps are there. So you have to find out either it is being eaten somewhere or you are not scared, you try yourself. If you don't die, as I showed one experiment, if you are ready for that, or you first give to animal and then do experiment and then eat. So these are the three methods.
Excuse me, can I add to that? Nagpur.
Professor Nirmala Chamtagi.
What are the species which are growing in Nagpur?
Currently that I know of are Strictus and Balcoa.
Balcoa you can take. Strictus is also edible, but it is a bit hard compared. So Balcoa is very, you can eat it, it's safe. It just needs some processing. Maybe you can, the best way of processing on almost all the shoots is that you boil it for 20 minutes, 10 minutes you boil, you throw away the water, you again, twice you boil it, and most of the shoots are safe, especially Balcoa, there is no problem. So you can use it as a food, and also you can use it for fortification for making different products.
Thank you. Yes.
I will add one sentence. As such, bamboos are safe for eating. Just it is a matter of trying. So as such, they are safe.
Can you just add one more, Chairman? I just add one more to this. Dr. Bharti in the front row. Yeah, you know, the bamboo shoots has got different taste. All the bamboo shoots are edible. Some are bitter, some are very sweet, like Dendrocalamus asper is very sweet. And when it comes to Balcoa, it's edible but it's bitter. And there are other bamboos which has got a plain taste. So whenever you cook, it takes the same taste of the whatever you cook it. Like if you put it along with the brinjal, it takes a brinjal taste. If you cook it with the pork, it takes a pork taste. And all the species are edible. In Nagpur, you can grow even bamboo like Dendrocalamus asper, Dendrocalamus latiforus. Even this Thyrostochys oliveri is a small bamboo, but it's a sweet, it's very tasty bamboo. So there are a couple of species can be tried in Nagpur, other than the Strictus and Balcoa.
In this information, I will add one thing. That's why we do this processing, this water processing, this fermentation our forefathers were doing. This is because of that only. And as I told you, the bamboo shoots have the cyanogenic glucoside, because of which our forefather died during hunting. And because of that only, these shoots are bitter. The Chinese bamboo, this pubescens, Philostich pubescens, it is sweet. Melocana basifera, it is sweet. And Philostich manae, these are sweet. They don't require much processing. And whatever cyanogenic glucoside is there, it will be dissolved while cooking. So cooking is the best method. Boiling and cooking is the best method, or processing method for making these bitter free or cyanogenic glucoside free. So boiling and cooking is essential.
Yes. Thank you. Any other?
Last.
Yeah.
One here. My question goes to Mr. Peace. In your presentation, you have mentioned about the nutritious aspect of the bamboo shoot for health and other medicinal purpose. But you see, because of less cholesterol presence and then rich in potassium, it is good for the hypertension patients, this and that. Huh? So why not the allopathic companies and then Ayurvedic companies make medicine out of bamboo especially for the heart and this pressure patient? And supplementing to that, in my layman experiences, my mother, while she was lactating us, she told us that while she consumed that in local dialect we call paithun, in Jeleno dialect, in Manipuri, if she had that one-up, that is bamboo soup, she had more milk for her child. Huh? So she didn't have that problem of lactating her children. That was what she told us. And another vegetable grown that is harbored in Tamengung district, We call it in Jilemu dialect Kankariya, but in Manipuri, the Yenpum. One lady who was giving, she was delivering some 10 years back in Tamenglong hospital, and she didn't have milk for her new baby. Doctors advised her so many medicine, including vitamins, they could not have. When she went back home in the village, she started having that herbal leaf, not for medicinal purpose, but that was the easily available vegetable and herb. So after consuming that Kankariya, she had no problem of feeding her new baby. So I think this can also be recommended to the Health Ministry. Thank you.
Then I will add here. First of all, I will thank you from bottom of my heart. You have given me new information, and on this information only our laboratory and our collaborator Professor Nirmala is working. These are the hidden or neglected knowledge which is there in our literature or which is there in our stories, fortes. And they are treasure, but we are going towards the glitter. चमक के साथ जाते हैं हम लोग, ये सोचते हैं कि ये अच्छा है, वो अच्छा है, donuts, ice creams. So we have to think and we do have to do research, and laboratory research is now very much essential to authenticate what our forefathers have said or what has been written. So that's what we are doing, and I have shown that only, and I have tried to, and if we do both things, combine our traditional knowledge and modern scientific knowledge, then products are coming, as I have shown you, nutraceuticals, etc. These are the products which are available in the now stores, especially in developed countries, USA, etc. People are having these products, maybe not here. But we are eating raw. Same bamboo we are getting. In fact, we are getting fresh out here. So we are at better position. We are getting fresh and they are getting processed.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now it is over. I think
I would like to add one more point in this regard. In Karnataka part, bamboo shoot is used for making pickles.
Yeah.
And apart from
everywhere.
Apart from that, these bamboo shoots are used when somebody is having peptide ulcers. When the consumption of bamboo dish produces the peptic ulcers, and there is one caution: somebody who is having a dialysis problem should not eat bamboo because it's rich in potassium.
This is very important point which you have raised, and now this ulcer problem is why? Because we eat, as I told you, high calorie food, and there is nothing in the belly for digestion. So if you eat bamboo type or fibrous food or some food which has less calorie but more for continuous working for the stomach and then coming out. So bamboo is one of that material, and for which I said that bamboo is important as a dietary fiber, and it gives satiation, it gives feeling that you are not hungry.
Fullness.
Yeah, full.
And this is one of the very important typhoid. When you have a typhoid, bamboo shoots are given for getting cured faster.
Thank you, friends. It is a very, it is over. Then you can discuss with Dr. Beast. It is about bamboo shoots?
No, sir. So actually we are producers of tissue culture plants, bamboo bananas. So we are into bamboo for 2 years. So we are producing. So while seeing many things in bamboo, so when we are producing commercially in large scale, so already there are more bamboo plantations in India which is unable to harvest. So being a tissue culture company, if we are into bamboo, so what varieties we should produce? Because when we see India is the second largest producer in the world, but it is the 10th largest importer in the world. So while we see it is the 5th largest importer of bamboo plywoods, so what is the lack? What is the lack in the bamboo industry in India?
This question is to me or someone else?
To the all, sir. To the all.
Because you asked about what bamboo species you want to grow,
yes,
so that you make profit. You should understand where the value chain existing. Like India is a vast country, even world outside is there. If you are targeting at the bamboo shoots, then similar species as discussed, that bamboo, Dendrocalamus ascot, latiflorus, and like that species, Thraciostachys oliveri, like that you can grow. And if you are going for composites or engineered products, there is like bamboo shatulda, then there is Uklandra Travangur. So you have to make some studies depending upon what is your end use, what the market is ready about, because you are not going for any philanthropy, it is for making profit so that it will be sustainable. So you have to, and such studies are there, literature are available because National Bamboo Mission is there for last 15 years. You can find out this literature on all subjects. The species which are necessary for particular sector, maybe bamboo textile or bamboo handicrafts, or you have to find the sector which you want to concentrate on, and species are there, they are available in the literature. If you ask during the tea break, you can ask the particular expert which bamboo species like Mr. Sukumar Hawam is there, what is good for architecture, Madam Nirmala Junathi is there, so you can discuss all those things, but literature is available. Thank you. Now it is the end of the this first session of today morning, and it is a very lively session full of verve and vigor, but we could not give you much time for discussion, and that is the purpose that we can discuss in the time of tea or lunch. And thank you all the panelists, and thank you everybody. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, the panelists. Before we disperse for tea break, I would like to make a few announcements. One is, we have exhibitions going on at 2 locations. 16 stalls are going on the ground floor, where we are having bamboo-specific exhibitions. The other is about 100 meter or 150 meters south of this location. We have a place called Hatta Kanjebu. There some 50 stalls are being already opened, exhibiting bamboo-related items, both of handicrafts, handlooms, and various items, for all the delegates to go and witness and have a look. And finally, we have a bamboo cooking competition, which is going on since yesterday. It is going on today, and it will go on till tomorrow. I would definitely like the delegates to go and sever the various bamboo delicacies which are being prepared there. And we will be having bamboo culinary preparations from some of the foreign delegates as well. So these are also going concurrently along with the deliberations in this hall. Those of you who are interested in these aspects can definitely go and enjoy yourself at the 2 exhibition locations. Thank you.
Your attention please. Speakers are requested to have tea in the room which is towards the left side of the stage, and our esteemed delegates and participants to please move up to the 2nd floor to the tea room. Thank you so much. Once again, speakers, please move to the room which is on the left side of the stage, and delegates and participants to move to the right and climb up to the 2nd floor for tea. Thank you so much. After the tea break, we have the 2nd session. The resource talkers of the 2nd session, Abhinav Kant, speaking on need of skill, speed and scale in bamboo handicrafts. Abhinav Kant representing India. Peter Van Langen from Brazil, speaking on bamboo and mud, a love story. The chair of the 2nd session, Dr. Bharti Nambi, bamboo scientist for the past 15 years.